this is BHAMBRA here for PSB Sports. I'm at the York Hall Fight Night here today for Matchroom Sport. With me, I've got trainer Tony Sims. How you doing, Tony?
Yeah, good, mate.
First of all, how would you assess that fight there with Felix Cash?
Yeah, I was really pleased with Felix Cash tonight. They're both unbeaten fighters, both 4-0, and fair play to both of them to put their unbeaten records on the line. And you know, he's a tough kid, Jay Byrne. He's come over from Ireland. He obviously fancies the fight. Felix thought boxed really well. He loaded up a little bit in the first couple of rounds. I think he thought he might get him out of there, but when his boxing settled down and he boxed smart, he used his feet, his fast combinations in there, and obviously he can punch as well, so I was really pleased with him.
Absolutely. What sort of threats do you believe this opponent gave Felix, apart from some of the tests he might have had in previous fights?
Well, the test he gave him is Felix knew he was unbeaten, you know. He's fit and strong. He ain't as talented as Felix, obviously, but you know, he was a tough kid, and he kept in there for the 6 rounds. He took some big shots, and he kept Felix in there for the 6 rounds, and he needed that. He needed to go 6 rounds. His last 2 fights have ended both early in the first round, so he needed to go a few rounds. Because, like I said to him earlier, you can't start moving up into thinking about doing Southern Area titles, English titles. You've got no rounds under your belt, so you need to do 6 rounds. His next fight's 8 rounds. He possibly needs to do the 8 rounds in that as well, you know, to get that experience under his belt. And then you can start thinking about fighting the Southern Area titles.
Absolutely, and obviously after that next fight he has, which will be 8 rounds. I mean, when can obviously Felix and yourself and the rest of the team anticipate a title bouts, Southern Areas, the English, and so on and so forth?
We'll probably look at, I mean, this next fight's 8 rounds. We'll probably maybe look at the Southern Area after the next fight. So I think the kid that's got it, Grant Dennis, I think he's like 7-0. So Felix would have had 7 fights by then. So he'll be, you know, we'll be looking at them. But as I say, you know, a few more rounds under his belt in a couple of weeks' time in Glasgow will do him a favour. Absolutely,
and if you don't mind, can you speak to you a bit about O'Hara Davis's victory over Derry Matthews on the Hay vs Bellew undercard? A lot of people believe that was a step up in opposition for O'Hara Davis. He dealt with it very well. How do you see that fight? Obviously, fantastic victory for him.
Yeah, you know, it was a step up in opposition. You know, Derry Matthews, he's been a great fighter, you know, good servant to the game, and you know, he's won all the titles, and he was O'Hara Davis's time. You know, he's young, up and coming, and you know, he put his punches together well, and he got the job done. And he, you know, he's a great prospect, the kid, and he trains hard, and he lives for boxing. You know, he eats, sleeps, thinks about boxing all the time, and you know, he's got a great career, great future ahead of him.
Also, Tony, can you speak to you about Joe Cordina, and how's everything going at the moment with him in the gym? Obviously making the transition over from amateur to the pro game. Anything that, you know, from a trainer's perspective, that you were told Joe that, you know, the main differences between amateur and pro, and any differences in his training that he has to do that now he's making the change?
Yeah, there's massive differences between amateur and pro. Obviously, as you know, there's 3 rounds amateur boxing, and everything, you know, they do is fast and explosive, but in short time. Whereas in a pro game, even though you're still doing your explosive work, you're doing your long stamina work as well. So, you know, he's suiting into the pro game good. He's training, you know, with obviously a lot of experienced fighters in the gym, you know, and the transition's going well for him. You know, he's a great talent, you know, European gold medalist as an amateur, and you know, an Olympian as well, and you know, he's sparring well in the gym. I'm looking forward to his pro debut.
Absolutely, Tony Sims, thank you so much for your time today. I wish you all the best with the rest of the stable and rest of the fights coming up, and hopefully we catch up with you very soon.
Nice one, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tony. Cheers.